This is the Fatboy Show on your number one station, RX Radio, and this weekend, you would have thought that tempers would have cooled following the remarks that were made by Bobi Wine at the late Kato Lubwama's funeral. He said something pertaining to the music industry that some people did not take kindly, and all through the weekend, people were battling it out. Bobi Wine supporters and his detractors and supporters of the wider musicians community, all butting heads over some remarks that Bobi Wine made. So what did Bobi Wine say exactly, and why are people still pissed off? Well, as it turns out, a section of musicians are expressing their displeasure regarding Bobi Wine's recent comments in which he urged them to not rely on the government for assistance. During the funeral of renowned actor Kato Lubwama last week, musician turned politician Bobi Wine called upon his fellow artists to refrain from seeking handouts from the government. Instead, he urged them to focus on advocating for the amendment of copyright laws, enabling them to earn a fair income from their artistic talents.
Ba artists olunaku lwaleero nga tusibula Kato Lubwama nsaba kye tuba tujja wano ekyomuwendo tuyige. Let us learn. Kyannaku nnyo nti batukumye nga batusirya katambala mu maaso. Nenjagala okubulira bw'ojjako akatambaala ako mu maaso ojja kulaba ebintu bye tulowoozangako. So mwe ba artists nsaba mumanye, don't walk in darkness.
These remarks by Bobi Wine sparked discontent among some artists who are members of what is known as the Uganda National Musicians Federation, UNMF. Now, Eddie Kenzo, who is the president of this Uganda National Musicians Foundation, well, what did he do? Well, he was the first to respond, pointing out that those who label musicians as beggars themselves receive government allocations and monthly salaries without hesitation. Getting personal, are we? He said, quote, those who call us beggars receive allocations from the government budget every year and enjoy a monthly salary. They never decline it. So, why not allocate the salary to hospitals and schools? Good question. Good question. Shots fired. Ooh, ring the alarm. Eddie Kenzo also warned that if their concerns are not addressed, musicians may be compelled to directly engage in politics. Wait, is that what Bobi Wine did? Maybe not. Well, he said also that there is a need to rectify the state of the music industry, which has been negatively impacted by the intrusion of politics. Other artists also had something to say. Alan Tonicks expressed his disappointment by saying, quote, hey, displaying ignorance. Not that I'm surprised, though. They don't want to do research. They are witches. Stick to politics and stay in your lane. Well, where does it matter? Better to keep quiet. If you don't have the facts, then to talk nonsense. Die for your stall. Bruno K, another musician, also responded by saying, whenever artists attempt to unite, there always seems to be a faction determined to undermine our efforts. And in all the meetings I have attended, there has been no mention of requesting for money from the government. The only funds we have sought are those rightfully collected by UPRS, that's the Uganda Performing Rights Society, from radios and TVs on our behalf. Our leaders are simply advocating for the implementation of copyright laws and putting an end to the unjust practices of the telecoms and the aggregators that exploit us. Okay, fair enough. Now, the Uganda National Musicians Foundation recently established a federation. Are they a foundation or federation? Federation. And they've been actively engaging with various stakeholders to formulate a proposal aimed at ensuring the effective implementation of copyright laws in Uganda. Which all sounds very fair. So for Bobi Wine to come out and say don't be beggars, well, I can see how it would have been misunderstood and taken the wrong way. I mean, I'm sure he means well. But it is also true at the same time that many artists, sort of support the political powers. Now, I can understand why they would do so. You gotta go where the bread is buttered. And, if it means, I guess, seeking the patronage of some of the people in charge. For example, which artist was it that caught flack for performing at one of the events of General Muhoozi Kainerugaba? Was it Spice Dana or one of the popular female artists? I can't remember. Now, what is she supposed to do? She's got bills. She's got to take care of herself and her family. So, why shouldn't she do that? But I think one of the best examples of artists really selling their souls, if you want to call it that, was what was it called? The thing where the artists all came together to sing a song for the NRM government. And I think this was ahead of the which election was it? Could it have been 2016? 2016 or 2011? One of those recent elections where they all came together collectively, except Bobi Wine, of course. He was not a part of it. And everyone called him a sellout. But again, in a country like this with limited economic opportunities, why would we be surprised that certain artists would be willing to sing the tune that was called by the paying piper? Oh wait, I think I got that wrong. Sing the tune of which they were being paid to. You know what? What is it? The Pied Piper did what? He who pays the piper calls the tune. Right, you know what I'm saying. Hey, I'm an old man. Give me a break. By the way, today is my birthday. Today is my 48th birthday. So happy birthday to me, I guess. And let's celebrate. Let's have a drink together. So what do you think about this? Do you think Bobi Wine was way off base in chastising these artists for being beggars? And do you think the artists that did respond to him had a good point when they said, hey, you know, for us we see no problem. We're here advocating for things. You're just there, a politician, although on the opposition side, and yet never refusing any of the stipends that are allocated to you as a politician, as a member of the opposition, as a sitting member of parliament, and all this kind of stuff. So I think there was an important point being made there by the artists. But your thoughts on that, you can let me know. And keep listening to The Fatboy Show on RX Radio.